Can you hear me? How are you? I'm not doing bad at all. Yeah, I can't complain. If fall is here. Yeah. Oh, funny story. I'm not going to ask you about it, but my wife ran into Darius's mom at a event my sister-in-law was at. She was trying to pawn off her Bruno Mars tickets for tomorrow in Tulsa because her son was going to play football again. A small world. Yeah, it's like, oh wow, that's cool. So, but she turned him down because she's going to the Harbor game. So crazy. I think I'd rather go see Bruno Mars, but that's just me. All right, you ready to get started? All right, here we go. Talking preps and Fayetteville Bulldog football, Billy Dawson kind enough to join us this afternoon to talk about the Purple Dogs coming off a big 50-14 win over Van Buren. And, boy, Hank Gibbs just keeps getting better and better each week.
Valuable experience, Blair. I mean, he's had a wonderful, 2 or 3 weeks, and he gets better every week. He's had a great week this week. So a lot of confidence and, an opportunity for him to gain some valuable experience. And he's played really, really well. Really proud of him.
And he's got a couple of really good targets to throw to in Connor Flanagan and Bo Stuckey, 1 and 3 in the conference standings as far as receiving. Those two have really had an outstanding year.
They really have. They catch the ball really well. And, we probably dropped more balls Friday, Blair, than we have, combined all year. And but those two kids have really played well. I think Luke Charbonneau's another kid that's really starting to come on and figure it out. We get Barrett Adams back this week. Hadn't played since week 1. Looking forward to seeing Barrett play. He works so hard, and he's a senior, so we're looking forward to him. And then Augie Braddock is another kid that's played really well for us. So I think all throughout our receivers, including our H-back, Zach Van Hook, I think all of those guys have had really, really good years.
And, of course, the offense gets a lot of the attention because obviously they're putting a lot of points on the board, but the defense has been playing pretty well as too. 6 sacks against Van Buren. Marcus Tortorello, 2.5 sacks. That's what I had him with. My stats aren't always accurate. But he had an outstanding game. And I'll tell you what, that quarterback he had to face reminded me a little bit of Michael Vick at times. He was not easy to bring down. The defense did a good job of containing him.
I thought they really did. We had spent so much time in our secondary trying to get our secondary fixed. I thought our corners played outstanding, probably their best game. And, our defensive line played really well. Marcus had a couple sacks. Darby Fields had 7 tackles and 2 sacks. And, both of those guys played outstanding. And, I think when Marcus starts playing well and Darby Fields plays well and it just obviously helps Keandre and Coleman to get away from some double teams. So I think they all benefit from each other, and they've played well for 2 weeks. So hoping we're at the time of year where it gets a little cooler, they can play a few more snaps and continue to play well.
Well, it definitely is getting cooler, and as we take a look at the top 10, I know rankings don't really mean a lot, but still, you got to like the fact Fayetteville's ranked number 3, and you're playing with a backup quarterback, and everybody acted like the wheels were going to come off, and the Bulldogs are continuing to roll and right there and tied for 3rd in the 7A West, and these are the standings that matter. 2-1, that's a really good start, and you face the team at the top, Bentonville, Friday night, the Tigers 3-0.
And a really good football team. Really been impressed with, what Jody's done over at Bentonville. They had a rough start, had a really tough schedule. And the last 3 weeks have played really, really good football. So this time of year, they're always playing well. You get them at their place, which is, a great atmosphere. And so I feel like they feel pretty good about themselves and about their way they're playing. And so do we. So I think it'll be a great 7A West matchup. It's not the end of the world either way, but it is going to have some implications on where all this thing falls.
No question about it. And this has turned into a very good rivalry. It's unusual in that it seems Bentonville has kind of owned the regular season, but when the two teams meet in the playoffs, Fayetteville prevails. How do you approach this? Is it a mindset game, or is it just one of those things that's just the way football is?
I don't know. The last year they got us up there 32-27 in a really good football game. And, I can't answer that. I know for 12 straight years we haven't beat them in the regular season, so I do know that. And I think since the 7A West uh, has been going, that Fayetteville's never beat Bentonville in a conference game. So it's always been the playoffs. So I'm not sure the mindset. I'm not sure how all that's played out, but I do know our kids are excited, and I'm sure their kids are as well to play this game.
No doubt. Now, what will it take? 3 keys for the Bulldogs to be victorious at Tiger Stadium on Friday night.
Well, the kicking game is going to be a big deal, Blair, and it may come down to a field position game. They have a great kicking game, and they do a nice job of pinning you deep. Their kickoff guy kicks it in the end zone, and then they do a good job in the punt game in terms of getting you field position. That'll be one. How we can play in the kicking game. 2 is turnovers. Obviously who's going to take care of the football, and then I think 3 is who can tackle who. Who can get off the field on third down with a one-on-one tackle, with a space tackle. I think their quarterback's really good. They got some guys that they like to get in space as well. So, those guys tackling our guys in space and our ability to tackle them on third down.
Well, it should be a dynamite game. Look forward to it Friday night. Best of luck, and we will visit again with you next week.
Thanks, Blair. Go Dogs.